This clip is brought to you by VegasWinners.com. Get expert sports betting advice from some of the best handicappers in the world. Head on over to VegasWinners.com and win yourself some money.
D. Spartan is up next, Bruce. He says, while working for Paul Bosch, did Bruce ever deal with Sam Munchnik? And if so, any thoughts? I always found Sam, along with Paul Bosch and Frank Tunney, interesting as promoters, as they basically promoted only one city.
Not a whole lot, other than a couple of phone calls, but I never dealt with him. I never really had any ongoing correspondence with him or anything like that, because it was funny. Paul was not a member of the NWA, and they didn't, because Dallas and Fritz were members of the NWA, and Paul used them as a booking office, and Paul basically ran Houston unto itself and didn't use all of Dallas's angles in their TV. So Paul was a little ostracized, but they would let him book the champion from time to time. And it wasn't a great relationship. And it certainly became more of a strained relationship, especially after Sam stepped down as president. So there was never really any opportunity to have any kind of relationship or interaction with Munchnik other than a phone call here and there. But for the most part, our dealings with the NWA were usually strained in later years.
All right. Knighton says, did Michael Hayes sing on Big Show's original theme? It sounds a lot like him, and with Hayes' history of music, that would make a lot of sense. Tell us all. Did Michael Hayes sing Big Show's theme?
Yeah, no, he didn't. Dave.
Well.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't. No. Bad Street, Atlanta, GA. Doot, Bad Street in the whole USA. Doot, Bad Street, nasty and hot. The further down that block you went, the badder it got to do. Yeah.
How would it sound if he did sing the Big Show's theme?
Yeah, fat fuck. What the fuck? Big Show. Fuck him. Who you ever fucking be? They told me shoot with this shit. I'm just fucking shooting with it.
Tommy Tucker is up next. How did the name
sold out Superdome when he was 12 years old. I sold out Superdome when I was 12 years old. Me and Buddy. Bam Bam was there too. He did all the work. Well, fuck. I talked him in the building. I didn't have to do no goddamn work. Make money for this fucking goddamn group. Sold out Superdome. Why? It's 4.5.
Good. I love it. Keep going. Dude. This next question comes to us from Joshua Drown, and I'll preface it by saying we just talked about this guy a lot on ad-free shows. We had a Zoom with David Manning, who you remember from World Class Championship Wrestling. He was Fritz von Erich's right-hand man. And Gino Hernandez was the topic of conversation a lot last week on that Zoom. And Josh wants to know, who would Gino Hernandez feud with had he been alive and under contract with the WWF in the late 80s? Could you see him working with Savage, Steamboat, Kurt Hennig, Bret Hart? I think they all would have been excellent feuds. What say you, Bruce?
Every one of them. First of all, I think that Gino Hernandez was $1 million man before there was $1 million man. And if Gino were to have gone to New York back in the day, then I think if Vince had that gimmick, Gino would have been the perfect guy to portray the $1 million man, because he was already doing all that stuff in real life. So I think Gino would have been a great opponent for Hogan, for Warrior, for anybody. Gino was a great spoil.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.